Recording for final project of our object-oriented programming. I apologize, I don't know how to record my screen, and it's kind of a hasty moment right now. Let's see, right here. So we're going to start now the text adventure project. We had envisioned a game with a text adventure game to be able to be played utilizing object-oriented programming. As of right now, this is the main file. It displays instructions and hints on how to help you along the way. It's pretty handy. We also implemented the free text-to-speech API to be able to have our program speak to us. So we're going to start that. It's going to start by asking your name and then telling you all how to play and stuff.
What is your name, adventure?
I'm just going to go with Bob. It's a simple name.
Hello, Bob. Welcome to Text Adventure. You control your gameplay by entering text commands to control your player. Input should be intuitive, meaning you should be able to type what seems natural. If you get stuck by the following commands, use table, ring light, or open read. Type help to see this message again. Type inventory to see a list of the items you are currently carrying. Type hint if you get stuck. You begin the game with a book of matches and a USB drive. The beginning. You are standing in a small square room with 4 doors. There is a wooden door to the north, a stone door to the east, a glass door to the south, and a metal door to the west. The only source of light in the room is coming from a candle flickering atop a pedestal in the center of the room.
Alright, so what we do to play the game is we have these items laid about all across the map. So ideally you look around, try to figure out what you need to do. Now if I were to go into a different room,
darkness envelops you. You cannot see anything.
I can't do anything, so obviously something must be wrong.
The beginning.
I just went back by using the west key because I knew that west would be connected to the beginning. So I'm going to take the candle.
You took the candle.
It's been added into my inventory.
The beginning.
Let's try going south.
Library. You are in a vast library full of tomes. The scent of ancient knowledge floods your eager nostrils. There is a glass door to the north.
Okay, now, it's not enough to just be able to move around the whole room. You have to interact with the room in order to be able to do anything. Now, what's happening here is like the game build class that we've designed. It's running this one single method called play. Now, ideally, I would have liked to have separated these cases into their own rooms, a room object here. Okay, so how it works is very simple. As soon as I reach the top, see, it's a lot of stuff in one method. Here we are. Okay, so technically all the game is run by a while loop, a really long while loop. At first, it always reads the room's description, and it always pulls rooms from an array of rooms. So each input dialog from the JOption pane is inputted as a string into a switch case statement. And depending on what you put in, you'll either get nothing or you'll get what you need. Now, the key is just like trying to guess and figure out and stuff how to figure out which words activate the right kind of event. Now, see, what I would have wanted to do if I were allowed a little more time and such is this encounter method that I had made. It would have been able to do the same thing, except it wouldn't have been a void. It would have returned a string, and it would also have a little while loop that you can do whatever you need to while in the room. That's something I would have liked to have done instead of had to settle with this entire huge thing of switch cases. But moving on. Now, the object of this game is to just turn in the project. It's kind of clever if you ever are able to play it. But what I took away from this was how I get to lose. Now, there's a magical book in here that you have to find and take in order to read the spell to be able to produce a potion. But what I'd like to do is play with dice. Let's see, if I were to go west, what would happen?
Room.
Oh.
You enter a different realm above you is a block with one hand on the number 5. It begins to count down. There are no block paths, but you don't know where they lead.
See,
The clock counts down to 4.
See, in this room, the room that I had initiated some inheritance into, it is closer to the design I wanted in the room encounter. See, in here, it's like a time limit sort of thing. Anytime you make an action that isn't moving out of the Doom room, it will count down until you lose. And then, there's also a trap laid out in the game that I kind of took away a lot from. Also utilizing inheritance. Let's see what happens if I go west.
You enter, and before you lies the answer to all life. The absurdity blows your brain. You are now dead.
See, I liked it because I was able to utilize my own research into it. I found a way to be able to open up a URL in Java. It is featuring the trick exit, and this utilizes something that I made in the exit class, the interact method. With it, I was able to just, well, each exit has their own interaction. If it's locked, you can't go through. If it's open, it will just pass through and describe the description as you've noted, where you would have noted whenever you enter through a glass door and stuff, or you enter through a locked door. In fact, let me see. Right now, I lost, so I'd have to try and play the game again, but that's long. But as it stands, though, the trick exit overrides the interaction method in the other exits to be able to pull up the video that I had installed, which I thought was pretty clever. I liked being able to do that. So yeah, that's one way to lose the game, but it's just one interesting. Anyway, it is fairly complex in just what exactly is added, though. We have, in the room class, we have everything to set up the room and to create the room. Each room has their own exits and descriptions. An exit will have their own descriptions as well as an index to be able to pull out the next room into the list, which I thought was pretty handy. And the method itself, game build, is just playing all the room. It's relatively easy to understand. Items is just a simple strings and stuff to be able to get and interact and stuff. And the interaction between the room and the items is in an event class.